My spiritual director encourages me to take an inventory. How am I physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually? Because we are created as physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual beings. Too often, we put aside any notion of taking care of our mental health, our emotional stability. There's a stigma to that. But we know that it's not possible to serve and be fully ourselves and present if we are dealing with mental health issues. And during this time of the pandemic, we know that anxiety is increasing for people, as well as isolation. It's critically important now, as in all times, for us to be aware of what's going on inside of us and to seek help. There are many resources out in the world through Portico, but also from our own church. We have a social statement on the body of Christ and mental illness. The ELCA takes this seriously, not as a defect or somehow a failure of a person, but just to understand that our mental health, our emotional well-being is part of who we have been created to be. It's important for us to get help. It's also important for us, particularly those of us who are rostered ministers or leaders in a congregation, to be aware of how we are feeling, how we are operating, how we are engaging with others, how we can be more fully present, not just to our congregations, but to our families, to ourselves, and even to God. I urge you not to put mental health somewhere in a closet as if it's something not to be spoken about, but to understand that this is part of who we are as human beings. To make yourself available to services that are around, and also to look after each other. We know when someone is having a rough time. Too often we try to bear that all by ourselves. When we are healthy, physically, mentally, spiritually, and emotionally, we are able to serve and bring the fullness of the good news of Jesus Christ because we ourselves are whole. It's the mental health equivalent of put on your oxygen mask before helping somebody else. You are precious in God's sight. Be well.